We have made it to the NBA Finals, and the last obstacle between us and a championship is the Detroit Pistons. They are led by Cade Cunningham. They've traded for Jaren Jackson. They've drafted Kelly Jamison. And then Asar Thompson has been a stud defender. That is really their core, those four right there. Jarrett Allen is their final starter. They've got a very interesting mash-up of skill sets here. Cade is very difficult to stop in 2K, but we've got a man by the name of Frozone Nixon that we're hoping can slow him down. If you take a look at playoff statistics here, Cade has been averaging 26 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal. He shot 55% from the field, 38% from 3 on 5 attempts per game. And you have a couple of players at around the 19 mark. That's 20 a game for Jaren Jackson. He's not a great rebounder for a big. Also recently in real life traded to my Utah Jazz. Let's go. 1 assist. He is a stocks machine. 2 steals, 2 blocks per game. He's not shooting incredibly efficient here. He's definitely a defense first player, but as you can see, still 20 points per game. You gotta put a body on him. I think we're gonna be going with Connor Irving on Jaren Jackson here. Kelly Jamison, sometimes he's a 6-man, sometimes he's starting alongside Cade. It looks like he will be starting to begin this series, and as well he should be. He's averaging 19 points. He's actually leading the team with nearly 9 assists. He's also getting 2 steals a game for a 6'1" player. He's very feisty. He's shooting 58% from the field and 48% from 3 on 4.5 attempts per game. This is their best drafted player so far in the series, and he's turned out to be a very talented player for Detroit. He is 6'1". Can we take advantage of that? We'll see. The other thing I think we should be able to take advantage of is their center rotation. Jarrett Allen is their starting center. He's only 6'9". That is a big size mismatch for the MVP of basketball. I think Will Burke should be great in this series. Jarrett Allen has averaged 13 points, 9 rebounds a game. He's shooting 56% from the field in the postseason. Jace Richardson, 10 points per game off the bench. He is a very good shooter. He shot really solidly in the postseason, 38% from 3. Nick Smith started a couple of games for this team. So who they have as the backcourt partner to Cade Cunningham does shift, but I think it's got to be Kelly Jamison, and that's what they're going with here. Guy Nixon is a stretch 4. He's not shooting very great from the field, but from 3 he is. 44% on a couple of attempts. Asar Thompson, 2.3 steals, 1.4 blocks, an absolute beast defender. You have to assume that he will be the man that Detroit will put on Frozone Nixon. He's had such a tough matchup, such a tough postseason, based on the matchups he's played. He's had Cooper Flagg guard him. He's had Steph Castle guard him. And now he's got Asar Thompson guarding him. It's tough to be the lead perimeter scorer, man. You're going to get some great defenses here in the playoffs. Will Riley looks like he plays sometimes for this team. It looks like he's played every game so far. We'll see if that continues. He's not playing super well. I'm actually not going to control the rotation for Detroit here. I'm only going to control who they have guarding who. So they will be putting Jaren Jackson on Connor Irving and Asar Thompson on Frozone Nixon. Other than that, I'm going to let their coach decide things in terms of who plays and how many minutes they play, etc., etc. That's what I've done so far this postseason. For the most part, it's worked. So that is the matchup. Of course, we know our Venom. So far in the postseason, Will Burke, 33 points per game, 18.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 3.4 blocks on 66% from three, and he's from the field, and 51% from three. He's been absolute money. Frozone Nixon, 26, 6, and 9 with a steal per game, 53% from the field. He's not been great from three. Again, he's had really tough defensive matchups. Connor Irving, 19, 6, 4.5, with about 2.5 stocks per game, a little bit more than that. He's been great efficiency-wise for us. Really, everybody has. The lowest field goal percentage on our team in the postseason is Greg Weber at 48%. He's averaging 12 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 4 assists for us, and he's shooting 47% from deep. Jack Finley has been in and out of the starting lineup because of the Jarris Walker injury. Overall, he's been very good, 15 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 50% from the field, 41 from deep. Jarris Walker came back in round 2, and in his 7 games, he's averaged 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a half, and he's been excellent from the field and from 3. I don't know why people were mad that we brought him back when we did. He's been excellent. J.R. Wall. Now I get to the couple of rookies here. You never know what you're going to get from a rookie in the postseason. 6.6, 3.6, and 1.6 from him. 53% from the field. He hasn't been shooting great from deep, though. His rookie counterpart, Simon Campbell, absolutely has, though. He's been shooting almost exclusively threes, although I think last round he did get some transition opportunities, so he upped his 2 count there. He's averaging 5 points per game. And then you got Jay Will. Lowest on this. He's not much of a scorer for us, but we know that at this point. 4, 3, and 1. 54% from the field. 41% from 3. He doesn't play that many minutes for us because he's the backup to Will Burke, who has been absolutely insane this postseason. Let's get in to the NBA Finals. Oh, the crowd is buzzing here for Game 1. We got the Finals logo on the court. 12-1 for the Venom so far in the postseason, looking to complete what would be one of the better postseason runs in all of NBA history with a win over the Detroit Pistons. Will it be 4, 5, or 6? Who knows? But I'm confident heading into this matchup that we've got Detroit's number. A+ home court advantage. We've had it for a while now. Let's get into the action. Nixon pumped. Thought about taking the shot. Instead, the Venom need to find a shot with 1 second on the shot clock. It's blocked away from Connor Irving. Jaren Jackson there, playing great defense. Won't be the easiest matchup for Connor that he's had. Certainly, I think a more difficult one than he had in the Western Conference Finals in Mikal Bridges. Jaren Jackson just a bit more size to him. Will Burke to Nixon. He drives in and then stops in that short mid-range area for the first Venom basket of the Finals. Rimming out on a three-point attempt. Kelly Jamison can't hit it. Now Irving crosses over and pulls up in the mid-range. He's got 2. 4 points from the mid-range early for Las Vegas. Jaren Jackson down low. Quickly able to fire it before the defense could get a good contest. But running down the court, Jarris Walker beats the Pistons defense. Triple J, the handoff. Cade Cunningham gets to the rim and had Will Burke looking like he was frozen there in between trying to guard 2 players as Nixon blows by Cade to the rim. Frozone with it once more. This time going to run the 2-man game and get right to the basket again. Looking too easy for Ken Nixon. Jaren Jackson can't hit a tough 3-point shot. Pushing it ahead, Burke finds Jarris Walker inside, lays it in easily to take a 12-6 early lead. We're about to hit the halfway point of the first quarter. Jaren Jackson on the roll. Had Greg Weber on him, who just didn't have much positioning inside. From the baseline, pick and roll. Jarris Walker getting some early action here in the first quarter of game one. He's definitely the player that the Pistons aren't going to key in on, so that should provide him opportunities. Not a guy who gets consistent production here. Step back, Jack Finley, smooth with it. From the corner, Irving setting up another play for Jarris. Why not? 3 points more on the board for Jarris Walker. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Smith just forced to put up a tough triple. Rebound goes to Burke, pushing ahead. He finds Connor Irving, who gets the 3-point shot to go. We've doubled up on the Pistons here in the first quarter. Finley, no hesitation from deep. Another assist goes to Big Burke, who is picking up a lot of those in transition. We're getting stops, and we're getting easy offense off of it. Inside, tipped away, but it's into the hands of Big Burke, who puts it down with his powerful two-hand slam. Another late shot clock possession here for Detroit. This time, Will Riley able to drill it. Pick and roll, Guy Nixon blows by J.R. Wall for the easy slam. Down to just over a minute left in the first quarter. Finley, no good, but Will Burke on the putback. Some acrobatics from the big man there. He's going inside to the cutting Jack Finley. Easy bucket there. The defense too attentive on Burke in the post there, and Finley took advantage. He does so once more, this time in the mid-range for the final basket of the first quarter. It is a 14-point lead after just one quarter for the Venom. They strike first here in this battle. Cutting J.R. Wall, and right on time and on target was the feed from Frozone Nixon. Smith, free throw line jumper won't fall. J.R. Wall gonna bring it up for the Venom. Finding a wide open Jack Finley in the corner. He is hot to start this game, and the lead is now 19. Late shot clock. This is a common theme for Detroit. Really struggling to get any sort of consistent offense here. And in transition, the Venom are consistently putting a ton of pressure on this Pistons defense. Nixon, another basket inside. Nixon rolling to the rim has been one of their best offensive ideas in this game. It's about all they can get. Nixon left alone. You can't do it. And we've doubled up on the Pistons here. 23-46 with 9 minutes left in the second. A tip and a steal from Jack Finley. Going the other way with it. He feeds J.R. Wall inside. The left-handed shot inside will fall. Chase Richardson had some space there off the DHO. Can't take advantage of it, though. Wall feeds to Finley. He's been a hot hand this first half, and that will continue. Already 17 assists as a team. We're playing great team ball, especially in transition, and Detroit has really struggled to stop it. Wall, top of the key, a bit too much on it. Cade comes down with the rebound in traffic, pushing ahead to Jaren Jackson Jr. inside for two. Finley to Nixon on the wing, wide open. J.R. Wall created that space with a great screen. Guy Nixon inside. The contest from Wall will force the miss. Pushing up ahead, Burke, a step inside the three-point line, making it look easy with the jumper. Halfway through the second now. We've already got ourselves a pretty large lead, but don't forget, just last episode, we blew a 21-point lead here. Wall just going to isolate against a much smaller Jamison and take him to the rim. Stolen away by Nixon. Cade with the turnover, and it leads to a Big Burke layup going the other way. The lead is now 30+. Cade inside. Jaren Jackson with one hand. 10 points for Triple J. So they're getting some offense from the four-man, but that's pretty much it here. Burke Another easy-looking jumper there. Detroit's biggest weakness is not really having anybody to guard Big Burke. And that's been evident. He's been able to score, pass, and do pretty much whatever he wants in this game so far as Nixon hits another from deep. The screen from Walker. On the roll, Walker had a great start to this game and now is getting involved here in the second quarter as well. Finley inside. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Finding Irving open outside. You double Burke, and he is going to consistently find that open player on the perimeter. 35-point lead cut down a little bit there from Smith. Finley just going right down the court with the pass, though. Big Burke getting position inside. Slamming it right in the face of Jared Allen. Cade can't leave him that much space from beyond the arc. He'll make you pay for it. Tipped inside into the hands of Burke. He's got to come up with something before he gets called. He takes one step out of the paint before laying it in. Smith, top of the key, gets a screen. Gonna fire up a three. Hitting another one here. Under a minute left here in the first half. Inside, a lot of tips trying to get inside to Will Burke. A lot of passes have been tipped, I should say. Thompson, no good on the layup. Pushing in transition. Finley, another good look on the jumper. And the tray ball from the wing makes it 79-44 here. 5 seconds left in the half. Cade gonna pull up. Good defense from Nixon. And this game is already a massive blowout going into the first half. Is one half of basketball enough to say that Detroit is in some serious trouble in this series? They have no answer for this team. Leading us in scoring at the half is Jack Finley with 19 on 7 of 8. Also with 18 is Frozone Nixon. Big Burke nearly with a triple-double at the half, just 2 rebounds and 1 assist away from it. Jarris Walker 5 for 5 in this one. Connor Irving has 5 assists. Everybody is doing excellent work. Greg Weber hasn't even attempted a shot yet, and we have a massive lead. Into the second half now. Weber to Nixon. He was hot from deep in the first half and continues to be so to kick off quarter 3. Nixon gonna have another look, top of the key, and it falls in once more. 18 points in the first half for Nixon, already into the mid-20s here to kick off the third quarter. Burke with another powerful slam. Big Burke, post. That's a tough shot. Won't go in, but Connor Irving, no one boxed him out, so he gets the offensive rebound and put back. From the corner, Finley, he's just gonna go right at his defender. No fear at all from Jack Finley. Irving gonna isolate against Jaren Jackson, pulls up mid-range and whirling around the rim and in for the basket. Nixon to Burke. 2 points on the board for Big Burke. Make it 3, excuse me. And that's pretty much going to be it for game 1. Ultimately, a massive blowout. 143-89 is your final. An absolutely massive statement. The biggest blowout in NBA Finals history to kick off this series. You can't really start off a series better than that. Will Burke is your player of the game. I mean, you probably could have given that award to 5 Venom players here in this game. Man, Detroit. Here's the thing with Detroit. They can't really score on us. And that's not even their biggest problem. They can't even get close to stopping us at all. 37, 8, and 7 for Frozone Nixon. We got a massive triple-double from Will Burke. 25 off the bench from Finley. Irving, 22, 7, and 8. If you played in this game, you played well for the Las Vegas Venom. 25 and 9 is not enough for Cade, and he definitely didn't get enough help. All right, I said I wasn't going to do their lineup, but I think I had to do something here. That was not a pretty sight for the Detroit Pistons in game one. I've come up with a rotation here. Is it really going to help them? I don't know. Ultimately, I think they just have too many small guys, especially for our team that has 0 small guys. So I had to take Nick Smith. I mean, he's 80 overall. He just isn't going to play. I had to play his 77 overall Will Riley ahead of him just because he's 6'8", and Nick Smith Jr. is 6'2". They already have 6'1", 6'3", I guess. They're giving Jace Richardson in this game, and 6'1" already. So can only get away with so many small guys on one team. This is what I'm going with for now. I don't know if it's really going to help Detroit, though, because I don't know if they can be helped, if I'm being honest. But we'll find out here in game 2. Can the Pistons put up a better fight here in game 2? Weber from the corner. No good to kick this game off. Asar Thompson going the other way. The Euro step gets him open around Jarris Walker. From the wing, it's Greg Weber. He'll bounce past it inside. Burke going to work in the post. He's going to back Allen down, get to a great spot, and making it look easy with the post game there. Pumping and then firing down to the roll man. Cade, nice job creating that shot. Running the court. Detroit with it. Jaren Jackson going to go inside to Jared Allen. No shot there. One of the easiest blocks of Will Burke's career. The Fortress locking it down inside. Now on offense, he's going to find Jarris Walker. He was excellent in game 1. Getting things started with a 3 here in game 2. Baseline jumper. Cade, no good. Nixon playing some tight defense there. Inside is Walker. And he likes starting hot in these games. Nixon. He's got it. He's going to look for a cutting Connor Irving, who lays it in with the left hand. Another good start here for Vegas. And off the inbound is stolen away by Connor. And he's going up for the transition slam. Some showtime for Connor Irving in year 2 already becoming a superstar. Connor Irving unable to catch up with Jaren Jackson in the pick and roll there. Will Burke, I mean, all the space he'd ever need in the world to fire that one in from deep. Burke with it. He's running it up the court. You got to love having a 7'3" big man who can facilitate in transition like that. Oh, trying to get fancy. Nearly got a turnover there and said Cade will take the long 2 and drill it. Irving, quick trigger off the catch. Pours in 3 more off the wing. Irving having a great start to this game. Jaren Jackson can't hit the wide open shot. In transition once more. And Detroit just cannot stop transition play from the Venom. It's definitely where our massive advantage in terms of size and athleticism is already showing up in the series. Finley, ooh, tough shot, able to get it over Cade Cunningham. You love watching Jack Finley go to work. Inside, now he's gonna pick up the assist. Greg Weber open off the back cut. Riley, he'll get a screen from Triple J. Step inside the free throw line. He fires in 2 points. Final seconds here of the first quarter. Finley misses. Weber gets another look, and that won't go. Why not another? Simon Campbell, automatic from 3. Okay, no good on that triple. That's going to be the final shot here of the first quarter. Burke almost got the 2/3 shot to go. But 38-12, another dominating first quarter from the Venom. Detroit only 12 points in the quarter, not nearly going to be good enough. Thompson giving some trouble to Frozone Nixon, but he eventually gets to the rim on the extra effort. Finley going at Chase Richardson and then able to use the size advantage to just shoot over him. Finley, pick and roll. Jay Will getting involved here. 50-14. Another massive lead in the first half for the Venom. This is utter two-way dominance we are witnessing here. Jamison, I mean, hits it right in the face of Nixon. That was great defense. Burke, just enough of a size mismatch that Jared Allen really does nothing. He just faced up and shot it without really any need to create space at all. Connor Irving, I mean, just making it look easy with the pull-up mid-range jump shot there. Asar, pick and pop guy Nixon, definitely a good shooter at the 4 spot, showing it off there. Did more of his scoring inside in game 1. Leaning three-point shot from Connor. He is having himself a half here in game 2. Why not another? Connor Irving, same spot, same result. 17 first half points for the second-year star. Pouring it on from 3 points even more. We got Frozone, sidestepping mid-range shot. So pure. 67-22. A 45-point lead prior to that Kelly Jamison bucket. Top of the key, it's Nixon. Irving, I mean, he's been loving that right wing all quarter long. Hits another one. Rolling to the rim. Asar Thompson is blocked by Irving. What a play to catch up with Asar, one of the best athletes in the entire league, but so is Connor Irving. Burke, 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He's going to back down Jared Allen, and once again, making it look way too easy. Irving, tough shot. One of the few misses, maybe even the only miss, I don't even know, in the first half, and we have a very hard to believe 45-point lead at the half. 20 points for Connor Irving. Already a double-double for Will Burke. He's on triple-double watch again. If he gets another 5 assist half, he will have it. This is utter dominance to the point where I don't even think we need to watch the second half at all. We'll see if Detroit makes any sort of run, but not really. It was more close in the second half, that's for sure. And we do get the triple-double. 15 assists. That means 10 second-half assists for Will Burke. I mean, the Detroit Pistons are in some serious, serious trouble. So the biggest NBA Finals blowout in NBA history is, unfortunately, my Utah Jazz falling to the Chicago Bulls. We beat that record twice in 2 games against the Pistons. I mean, this series hasn't been fair. And we head now to Detroit for game 3. Could, a home crowd backing Detroit make any sort of difference? Not so sure I believe they can win a game, but can they at least keep it competitive? Irving to the rim. Easy dunk there. Gotta love these finals graphics here. As Irving hanging on the rim with some power. Tipped in, stolen right before the shot clock expired. Greg Weber to Frozone Nixon in transition. And again, if Detroit can't stop transition, they have no shot. And I don't honestly know if they're capable of it. We have that athleticism and size advantage. It's so stark, and it's been undeniable here. As Greg Weber tips in the blocked shot right before the shot clock expires. You love to see it. Everything breaking the way of Las Vegas. Oh my goodness. Will Burke. As if Jared Allen was not even there. Nixon, that's a good layup. Not letting the defense get back into the play. Game 3 is starting exactly like games 1 and 2. It doesn't look like being in Detroit is making a lick of difference so far. Connor to Walker. Rattles home a 3 to make it 22-5. What are we doing? As the series goes on, this is tilting more and more in the favor of the Las Vegas Venom. It's getting worse. Jarris, I mean, it's just so easy. Every shot is good. Rarely do you have a shot like this where you're forced to put something up late in the shot clock. Meanwhile, it feels like it's half of Detroit's possessions, just kind of due to the nature of how I edit these videos. You don't see a lot of the bad offensive possessions for either team unless it's, you know, leads to a transition play or some sort of highlight defensive play. But you could just tell by the scoreboard, offense is very hard for Detroit, and it's very easy for Las Vegas. And it has been this entire time. Jack Finley gets a second look at deep, and this time makes it count. Jace spinning. Tipped away, but Triple J does find the angle inside. Finley, it's stolen by Cade. Playing a little careless with it. Maybe getting a little cocky, up 20 already in this game until that guy Nixon dunk. I mean, he's kind of been one of their better players. Not that that's the highest bar ever to really breach here. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Great hands there from Finley to tip that pass. He finds Will Burke. So often the facilitator in transition, this time the recipient. Cade, too strong from deep. He's often the one taking these last shots of each quarter here. But another crazy first quarter lead, 38-14. Make it 41-14. A little inverse score here at the beginning of the second quarter. I mean, Finley. This man's a hooper. There's been a lot of great six-man guards, and he's really on track to be amongst the very best if he can continue to hoop like this. Nixon, that's a tough layup inside. He gets his own miss, though, and finds Jay Will. Baseline for 2. Nixon going at Asar Thompson. That's a tough basket, but he makes it look easy. Venom now reached the 50-point mark with 7 minutes still left in this first half as the Pistons finally breach 20. Nixon, money from deep. It's a DHO. Jace Richardson able to get to the rim. Finley just in a tough defensive spot there. Could not recover. Irving with it. Swings it over to Finley. Little guard pick and pop action. Finley to the rim and finishes with the offhand. Jace Richardson not really going to be able to do much to affect the shot. Nixon, another one from deep. He has been nails from beyond the arc this entire NBA Finals so far, and then that's just wide open. Burke, just an elite transition facilitator. He always has been, but it's been highlighted so much in this series because we're getting so many stops and running so often. That's why he has triple doubles, so far, as Irving shows off a nice finish inside. 2 minutes left in the second half, and Cade gets it to go from the mid-range. Nixon inside, whips it to Burke, who had great positioning on Jared Allen. Nixon all the way to the basket, making it look easy. I mean, no one really there to contest. Frozone. Ooh. Loving the looks there. Getting open with ease. Asar into Jaren Jackson. 1 second left on the shot clock, and Detroit finds the basket. Nixon thought about taking it, instead finds Burke in the corner. He can't hit it, but 76-30. That's right, a 46 3-point lead. I was not planning on doing all of the NBA Finals in one video, but this NBA Finals is so lopsided that I don't know if it's worth multiple videos of content. This is absolute insanity. Look, I'll admit I was looking for excuses to try to hype up this matchup. I knew we were going to have an advantage over the Detroit Pistons. They don't have a big man that can stop Burke. Their guard rotation is far too small. But man, I could not have predicted that we would be winning by 40 plus every single night. In fact, this is the closest game so far, 133-92. I don't know if this happened in the second half or in practice or whatever, but Jarris Walker has dislocated his elbow. He will be out ahead of game 4. Not that that's probably really going to make any difference here, but we'll be down a man as we try to clinch our championship in the next game. Larry O'Brien is officially on the table tonight. A win from Las Vegas would mean NBA championship for the expansion team, now in its 6th season of existence. As much as you probably like to get that win in front of your hometown fans, I mean, we would probably have to bench our entire starting lineup to give Detroit a chance. I'm only half kidding. As we get the first 3 points on the board, and it's stolen by Nixon. Cade trying to go behind the back, and oh my, what a dunk from Frozone in transition, cocking it back and throwing it down. Here he gets a screen. Frozone tipped on the feet inside to Burke, but it left him open for the basket. Cade pulls up from deep, misses. In traffic, the rebound's pulled down by guess who? Big Burke, who once again picks up a transition assist. It is the easiest money you could possibly make. Weber from the corner, another transition assist from Big Burke. Pulls down the rebound, runs the court, finds the open man. Unstoppable against this Detroit team. And after an and one there, we've scored the first 16 points of this ball game. You thought Detroit might show some fight with their season on the line? No, not at all. This is the worst start yet. Tough shot from Irving. We've seen him hit it a couple of times. Usually a little bit closer to the baseline, though. Harder to hit that top of the key. But Nixon does it off the catch, which is, of course, easier to do it than leaning off the dribble. Irving goes inside. Nixon fires over Asar. No good. J.R. Wall gets it back. Nixon this time an easier look. And it's 25-2. My goodness. Cade to Asar for the slam. They finally got their second basket. We're halfway into the first quarter. Nearly there at least. Nixon with it. He's going to go inside to Burke, who just outruns Jared Allen on the loop. Nixon just going to take it right to Kelly Jamison. I mean, 6'1" ain't going to be able to contain Frozone Nixon. There's just no way. Finley inside to Burke. This time the recipient of the transition assist. The hop step. Unstoppable in basketball, and I guess unless you're Connor Irving, as he gets to stop. Burke Finds Connor, who misses on the baseline jumper, but Burke won't take no for an answer. Already a 30-point lead. Jeez. Jay Will, good look at three. Rattles out, but Burke just doing some absolute work inside. Big Nasty making his presence known, and he does it again. 40-6. Finley to Campbell from three. I mean, if that guy's open, he is not missing. It's like the most automatic three-point shot from a 71 overall player you're ever going to see. I got to know what this guy's animation is because it's absolute money. Weber just takes a dribble inside the three-point line, fires it in. 45-6. Stolen. Weber taking it down the court. He's going to step back. I mean, we're just feeling it, man. What is going on? We're playing some pickup hoops at this point. Campbell, yep, that's in. Don't even need to see it. It is 50-6 in the first quarter. We started the quarter with a 16-0 run, and then we ended the quarter with an 18-0 run. I mean, if we're being realistic here, we could already hop into the Simcast after the first quarter. 50-6. This has got to be one of the worst quarters in NBA history. A 44-point difference. What's worse, scoring 6 points in a quarter or allowing 50? It's pretty clear that this is going to be the game that we win the finals. You know, would things have been different if it was the Washington Wizards that made it? Yes, probably. And is this ultimately going to be an anticlimactic victory of what's been an awesome 51-episode journey for the Las Vegas Venom? Sure, it's anticlimactic, but that doesn't mean it's not a ton of fun. I mean, to be honest, this finals hasn't been Venom versus Pistons. It's Venom versus what kind of lead can you build in the first half. And it just keeps getting larger and larger every single game, man. It's crazy stuff. I did my best to build up this matchup. You know, I tried to find ways to make it interesting, but you just knew that the Venom were going to be way too much for Detroit to handle. The East has been very weak for the most part. I don't even know if they have won an NBA Finals in this series. I'd have to go back and check. I know it's been San Antonio and Dallas have won and Golden State's won, so I don't think anybody in the East has won. Maybe 1 year. So there's going to be some offseason stuff coming. I'll just say that. There was a request to do some offseason trades. I was already planning on doing it, but now that it's also been requested in the comment, I'm absolutely going to be doing it. This can't be the best that the East can offer. I do think Washington was actually better than Detroit, but Washington just by itself is going to be pretty dang good next year because their team's very young, like ours, but our team's probably a little bit closer to being kind of maxed out, and I still think they have a few players that are still very much so on the up and not going to be a very competitive NBA Finals. You probably want a little bit more drama in your first NBA Finals appearance, but if you can't have drama, then at least you can have some fun, right? I mean, just absolutely making the Detroit Pistons look like a D1 NBA college basketball team, excuse me. We're into the fourth quarter now. We're a quarter away from being champions. Connor Irving's out there putting in some serious work. Padding those stats. I can respect it. I'll watch this game as long as the starters are out, which, just spoiler alert, is going to be about the halfway point of the fourth quarter, which we are nearing right now. And then they'll start putting in our scrubs here. But not before Finley can hit a wide open three from the corner. Finley with it once more. He's going to try to feed it inside to Irving, and that double clutch dunk is going to wrap it up. The final seconds are here, and the Las Vegas Venom are NBA champions in the 6th year of franchise existence. one incredible playoff run, one of the best in NBA history, the most dominant finals series in NBA history. And the boys have done it. Only the NBA draft. And we are the champions, and it is time to celebrate. Coach McKnight doing it both as a player and a coach. I can't wait to see this trophy ceremony. All right, let's look at some final stats because I think some of these are going to be pretty insane here. Will Burke was the finals MVP. He averaged 24.5, 20 and 12, 2.3 blocks, shot 73% from the field and 67% from deep. Didn't miss a free throw. The guy who led us in scoring was Frozone Nixon, who was 27, 7 and 7. He had more normal numbers, I guess you could say. 53% from the field, but 59% from deep. He made 5 a game. 24, 8 with 4.5 from Connor Irving. He shot a casual 61% from the field and 57% from deep. Coming off the bench, Jack Finley, 19 points per game in the finals. Absolute stud. Weber, 13.5, 5.5, and 3, 62% from the field, 50% from deep. J.R. Wall got the one start, 8.5 points, 48% from the field. One of only 2 players to shoot sub 50%, and they were both rookies. Jarris Walker made 83% of his shots and 80% of his three-point shots. Simon Campbell, 44% from the field, but 50% from deep. And then 50% from the field for Jay Will, but he wasn't good at hitting threes, but who cares, honestly. What an insane finals run. Contrast that to the Pistons, where they had one player shoot over 50%. It was Jared Allen. And only one other player shot over 40% in Jaren Jackson Jr. Cade Cunningham led them with 20 points per game, 23 and 5, but he was 35% from the field. We clamped them down. They couldn't stop us. Truly the kind of dominance you'll probably never see again in an NBA Finals. That was crazy. How it took really one half of game one to know that the Pistons were going to be in major trouble in this series. Now, in the offseason before season 6, I said that my goal was not to win the championship in season 6, but rather create a dynasty. And we have not done that yet. So while the quote-unquote rebuild may technically be complete because we've gone from expansion team to championship, we're not done with this Las Vegas Venom team. Pacing will probably be even faster going forward. Maybe the format, we'll see how it goes going forward. I'll kind of just play it by ear, but I want to see just how good this team can be over the next several seasons. I don't have a certain stopping point in mind, just kind of when it feels right. We'll hop into probably a career simulation and wrap up this series, but that won't be for, I imagine we'll go at least a couple more seasons here with the Vegas Venom. That's all I've got for this episode, champions. Hope you enjoyed it. There were blowouts, yes, but there were still a ton of fun plays in the NBA Finals. We'll be back soon to continue the story of this incredible team, and I'll see you then. Fangs out.